The Los Angeles Lakers are officially the NBA's most confusing team. Since the Luka Dončić trade, we've seen glimpses of greatness. We've watched an 8-game win streak, including a standout game against the Mavericks where Luka scored 45 points in what felt like a revenge performance. The Lakers even demolished the #1 seeded Oklahoma City Thunder by 27 points on April 6. At times, everything looks perfect. But just 2 days after that huge win, they lost to that same Thunder team by 16 points. This inconsistency has plagued the team all season, and with the playoffs right around the corner, the question has become louder than ever. Can this team actually win it all? At their best, Luka Dončić has played like an MVP candidate. LeBron James has looked like he's entering his 5th prime, and Austin Reeves has looked like the best third option in the NBA. On paper, that sounds like a dream team. But every dream has its dark side. The Lakers have had multiple cold streaks this season that shake fans' confidence. A 4-game losing streak in early March could be seen as a fluke. But when they followed that with a 3-game skid to close out the month, including a brutal 31-point loss to the Bulls, while Luka, LeBron, and Reeves were all playing, it became clear that something deeper was wrong. Luka's defense and shot selection have been criticized during this stretch. LeBron has had games where he finally looks his age, and while Reeves has been phenomenal lately, even his efforts can't save a team that has been struggling on the defensive end. On some nights, the Lakers' defense looks non-existent, leaving us with one core question. Is this a legitimate title contender or a team destined to disappoint? Now, before we dive further, here's a reminder: 73.1% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. If you enjoy this content, subscribing and turning on post notifications would mean a lot. Only if you like the videos, of course. Now let's get into this madness. LeBron and Luka have recently been playing with a sort of vengeance. There's a new energy in their body language, and Luka especially seems to be embracing the villain role. He's been feisty against the Warriors, even targeting Quinn Post in some chippy matchups. Against the Nuggets, Luka dropped 20 points in the first quarter and was drawing fouls left and right, showing signs of a takeover mentality. Looking back at Luka's first few games with the Lakers post-trade, he was clearly adjusting. In his first 6 games, he averaged just 19.3 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 6.7 assists per game on a rough 36.5% from the field and 22.4% from 3. These were not panic-worthy numbers, but had they continued, it would have been a red flag. Since then, though, Luka has been on fire. In his last 21 games, he's averaged 30.2 points, 7.6 rebounds, 7.8 assists, and 1.7 steals on 44.5% shooting from the floor, and a much improved 40.8% from deep. Despite his elite numbers, the Lakers have gone just 13-8 over that stretch. That's not awful, but it's not the record of a true title contender either. Even more worrying, it's not just losses against top-tier teams like the Warriors and Thunder. The Lakers have dropped games to the Nets, the Magic, and they've lost twice to the Bulls. These are teams that the Lakers should beat, especially when fighting for seeding in the tight Western Conference playoff race. This inconsistency is the heart of the problem. The Lakers have nights where they look like the best team in basketball, and others where they look like they couldn't guard a high school team. But again, credit where credit is due. Austin Reeves has been nothing short of spectacular. In his last 16 games, Reeves has averaged 25.1 points, 5 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game while shooting 51.9% from the field. He's making his case as the best undrafted player since Ben Wallace. He's a perfect third option, the kind of player championship teams need. His effort, IQ, and shot-making ability are all elite. But here's where things get darker: defense. The Lakers' defensive effort has completely fallen off a cliff heading into the playoffs. In their last 20 games, they ranked 19th in defensive rating. In their last 10 games, 21st. It's a downward trend, and it's happening at the worst possible time. To get specific, let's examine their recent loss to the Thunder. With 9:30 left in the game, Case and Wallace drove to the rim with no resistance. Austin Reeves didn't even react. It was like he was glued to the floor. Later, with 7 minutes to go, Alex Caruso was left wide open for a three. These are effort plays. With 4 minutes left, Reeves bit on a pump fake and left the rim unprotected. Then with 3:30 left, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had one of the easiest mid-range jumpers we've seen all season. Meanwhile, the Lakers couldn't get anything to fall on the other end. The Thunder locked in, turned a close game into a blowout, and won by 16. This is a team the Lakers might face in the playoffs, and if they play like this, they're not getting past round one. This brings us back to the trade. Luka Dončić was acquired mid-season, a risky move. No team in NBA history has ever traded for a true superstar at the deadline and gone on to win the title that same year. The closest we've seen was Rasheed Wallace to the Pistons in 2004. But even Rasheed wasn't considered a true superstar at that point. Historically, the best deadline deals still needed time to work. The Sixers got James Harden, but Joel Embiid was injured and they lost in the second round. Harden then had public issues with management. The Lakers got Paul Gasol in 2008, made the finals but lost, and only won titles after Paul toughened up the next 2 years. The Knicks traded their entire roster for Carmelo Anthony and were never real contenders. The Sonics got Ray Allen and barely made the playoffs. The Mavs brought in Kyrie Irving and went to the finals, but needed more role players to make a real push. The Suns traded for Kevin Durant and paired him with Devin Booker, but they also added Bradley Beal, perhaps the worst contract in the league, and never had the depth to compete. Bottom line, integrating a star into your team mid-season is difficult. It messes with rhythm, roles, and chemistry. But there's hope. Paul Gasol didn't win in year one, but he came back better and helped win 2 titles. Luka might be on a similar path. Unlike the Knicks trading everyone for Melo, the Lakers didn't destroy their roster to get Luka. They swapped a star for a star, and they still have a deep bench and multiple contributors. Yes, they gave up a lot, but this is still a good team. They're currently the 3rd seed in the West, and if they can just lock in defensively, they have as good a shot as anyone. LeBron and Luka are 2 of the smartest offensive minds in the game. If they can lead by example, improve on the defensive end, and if guys like Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and D'Angelo Russell stay consistent, this team could make a run. We also can't overlook JJ Redick's coaching. He's been grinding through the regular season, crafting schemes, making adjustments, and giving the Lakers a real identity. That type of preparation matters in the playoffs. If anyone is ready to lead a surprise run, it's him. Worst case, the Lakers head into the offseason with a loaded roster, solid contracts, and just 1 or 2 pieces away from being the juggernaut next year. But best case, they fix their defense, stay healthy, and finally become the team we saw glimpses of all year, a legitimate title contender. So what do you think? Are the Lakers actually contenders? Do you believe in Luka and LeBron's ability to flip the switch in the playoffs? Or are we watching another promising team doomed by inconsistency? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Your support has been incredible lately. I appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.